So welcome back. Just a quick review of conversions. We're going to use a lot of conversion stuff this year. So a quick review of conversions. And if you remember a conversion factor, the two numbers are exactly equal to each other. So let's just do a couple and then we'll let you loose. So 6, 7, 4, 2 inches, say to miles. We'll do an English conversion first here. Oh, by the way, hopefully the quality of the image is good enough. I apologize. Eventually they'll get the boards working and I'll be able to use the boards and notes a little bit more efficiently, but I'm just kind of working with this temporarily. So inches to miles, you can find the conversion factor straight from inches to miles, but I don't know it. So we're going to go inches to feet to miles. Now if you remember from last year, I'd like to set up the plan. If it helps you, go for it. Don't worry about it if it doesn't. So you put what you're given on top, 6, 7, 4, 2 inches over 1. Set it up as a series of fractions if you want to think about it that way. So your thought process is inches on top, so I need inches on the bottom to reduce it. I'm going to feet, and then feet to miles. So feet's on top, so feet's on the bottom on the next step. And again, the numbers are almost secondary. Put the numbers in last if you want. The method is all about the units. It's all about the labels. So some people call this the factor label method. So there's 12 inches in a foot and 5280 feet in a mile. So whatever isn't reduced, whatever's not crossed off is your unit. So I'm left with miles, that's what I want. And the math, if you recall, is if the numbers are on top, you multiply. If they're on the bottom, you divide. So you go ahead and do the math here. And I don't have the number on my calculator, so let me grab a calculator real quick. So 6, 7, 4, 2 divided by 12 divided by 5280. So I originally get off my calculator 0.106407828. Like we did when we talked about significant figures, significant digits. Math, they tell you to cut it off the tenths, the hundreds, or the thousands. In science, it depends on where the number came from. So you're going to use the number of significant digits in that first number. These are conversion factors. Since they're exactly equal to each other, they have infinite sig figs. So technically this would be 1.00000 continuing and 12.0000. So you don't worry about those for conversions. So you always go back to your first number, which has 4 significant digits, significant figures. Start from the left, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to round to this 5. I don't even worry about these other numbers. Next number, 0. 0 goes down, so I report 0.10640 miles. Okay? So multi-step conversions, and we'll be doing those several times this year. Okay. Occasionally, you'll be doing rates. So let's take 3 meters per means it's on the bottom, per second, and we'll go to centimeters per hour. So again, per means it's a rate, it's on the bottom. So, okay. I'm not going to set up a plan for this because there's several different ways to do it, but hopefully you realize your thought process is pick the top or the bottom and convert that first. So you're either going to do meters or seconds first. Most people do the top, so let's take meters to centimeters. So if you need to, cover up the bottom. I'm not worried about seconds and hours right now. Just do the top. So meters is on top, so I need meters on the bottom. And I don't know why I wrote that out. Let's use the abbreviation. And hopefully you realize, go into your conversion table, there's 100 centimeters a meter, so you can go straight to centis. I'm going to put the numbers in last. If I'd stop there, it'd be centimeters per second, but I want centimeters per hour. So now, I'm done with the top. Cover the top if you want, and just convert the bottom. Seconds to hours. Seconds is on the bottom. It'll need to be on the top in the next step. Some people go straight seconds to hours, that's fine. Some people go seconds to minutes, and then minutes to hours. That's fine too. Doesn't matter. You can combine these last 2 steps. It's totally fine. So again, just to emphasize, the method is all about the labels, all about the units. Numbers are secondary. So 100 centimeters in a meter, 60 seconds in a minute, and 60 minutes in an hour. If you're going to combine these two, you could say 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. That's totally fine too. So my units, centimeters per hour, that's what I want. And go ahead and do the math. Then I don't have that one on my calculator, so top you multiply. 3 times 100 times 60 times 60. 108. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a little over a million. Significant digits, based on the first number, that only has 1. So this is kind of a weirdo. So that only has 1. So I'm going to go to 1 significant digit. So the 8 doesn't matter. I don't even worry about the rest of those. They don't even come into play as far as rounding. So I'm going to round this. Next number is 0. That'll go to 1 million. And that's 1 significant digit. Remember, if you put a decimal point there, boom, all of those would be significant. We just want 1 significant digit. Or maybe a little cleaner is 1 times 10 to the 6th. And that's usually what the textbook will do. So if you see something like that in notes or textbooks and things like that, that's what we're looking at. Let me erase this. I'll do one more and let you loose. 15 feet cubed, so there's a volume per second, to inches cubed per minute. Now, if you recall from last year, my suggestion was to write feet cubed as feet times feet times feet. If it was squared, you'd write it twice. So, and we need to go to inches cubed. So I'm going to do the top first. I'll ignore the bottom. So I'm going to need 3 conversion factors. And some people will combine those, and they'll say inches cubed and feet cubed. But they'll say 12 inches cubed is 1 foot cubed. And they'll forget to realize it's 12 cubed inches. So they'll forget that cubic part on the 12. So there's less chance of making a mistake. If you understand this, go for it, that's fine. But there's less chance of making a mistake this way. So I've got my feet to my inches cubed, or I'm sorry, feet cubed to inches cubed, that's fine. Seconds to minutes, seconds on the bottom. So seconds on the top, 60 seconds in 1 minute. Inches cubed per minute. Which is what I was looking for. Just to follow up, 15 times 12 times 12 times 12 times 60. Oops. This is what I'm getting on my calculator. 1555200. And again in math, they say, hey, round it off to a certain decimal place. In science, well, it's how confident I am in this number. 15, I'm not super confident in. It's not a very, very fine number. 2 significant digits. So I'm going to go to that spot. Next number is 5. 5 goes up, so I report 1, 6. And then remember, the rest of these zeros are just placeholders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So 1,600,000. Or 1.6. Okay. So cubic square conversions. Suggestion is to write out that that unit either cubic 3 times, squared twice. Less chance of making an error that way. So okay. So I want to kind of briefly cover that and set you up a little bit on the homework. Thanks.